Mrs. Ivory. I'm Christine. I'm going to be your occupational therapist today.
Hi, Christine. Nice to meet you.
Nice to meet you. So, do you know what OT does?
Well, I work at the SNF, so I see a lot of occupational therapists help, people lift weights.
Okay. So basically, I'm here to help you get back to doing the things that you really like to do. Can you tell me a little bit about what brings me here?
Well, I just had a right mastectomy about 3 months ago, and I've been really tired lately. I have lymphedema in my right arm, so it kind of affects some of the things I do. And yeah, it's just tiring. I have trouble keeping up with my life like I used to.
So you said you work in a SNF. What do you do?
I'm a nurse.
Okay. And do you have a CNA that works with you?
We have a whole bunch of CNAs.
Okay. So can you tell me a little bit about what your job responsibilities are?
I do a lot of dealing out the medication, so going to everyone's room and giving them their medications and just making sure everyone is healthy and keeping everyone. Yep.
Okay. So you were telling me before that you get fatigued, or you mentioned being fatigued.
Yeah.
When do you usually become fatigued?
Well, I'm tired all the time. I'm tired at work. I only work part-time, and on my days off I take care of my granddaughters. I have twin granddaughters who are about a year old, and I get tired taking care of them. Everything. I never was this tired, but now I feel like everything I do, it just makes me exhausted.
Okay, so one of the things I think that would really help you in your recovery is if you maybe kept a fatigue diary. Like when you notice that you're really tired, just write it down very fast. You know, you don't even have to write full sentences. Just
like what I'm doing?
The times and what you're doing, and just so we can see what time of day you do things that make you tired, and if we can move things around to make, conserve some energy.
That makes sense. That's a good idea.
All right, good. I'm glad. So I have some other ideas. First, I'll go over your workplace energy conservation ideas that I have.
Okay.
And then we can discuss. I know you said you babysit your grandchildren, so after that, I'll go through some of that. So the first thing is, I know you said you have CNAs. Do you think that where you work, they would be willing to have one of the CNAs kind of come with you to help you?
Yeah, they pretty much are always with an RN anyway, because they can only basically do the vitals and helping with transfers. So yeah, it's totally possible.
Okay. So some of the other ideas that I have are to maybe, where do you do when you're giving out medication, do you put it together ahead of time, or is there
we have
a cart?
we have a cart. So we have all of the medication on the cart, and then you just bring the cart from room to room and give out their medications.
Okay, so is there a nurse's station at your SNF?
Yeah.
Okay, is there any way you could put the medication together at the nurse's station and then bring it to the patients?
That's possible, yeah.
Okay, that's one idea I have, just so that you're not standing while you're putting the medication for each patient. So that leads me to my other thinking is you should probably take more breaks at work and sit whenever you can. So if you're doing chart notes, if it's possible to go and sit down and do them. Also, take lots of breaks and pace yourself. So tell me a little bit about babysitting your granddaughters.
Yeah, so they're twin daughters. They're identical. And they're 1 year old. And basically on my days off, I go over and I spend the day with them.
Okay. Have you thought about getting a mother's helper to help at all with any of that? That might be a good idea just for your fatigue, just to have somebody else with you.
It's a good idea. Sometimes I feel like I can't even lift them up to change them.
Yeah, and they're probably 1-year-olds are probably around the age where they're starting to walk and get into things, and it might be good to have an extra set of hands to help with that.
I feel like sometimes I need that.
So When you are with them and you're either feeding them or changing them, you can also sit down when you do those things. That will help with energy conservation. Can you do their high chairs? Are they adjustable?
They are. I was actually thinking that the other day when I was like standing there and feeding them because I was so tired. I was gonna ask my son-in-law to um, lower them.
Okay, and you change their dirty diapers, right? Okay, so maybe when you do that, already have everything over with you by the changing table or wherever you're changing them, just so you don't have to get up and go over and get something and bring it back. That should save energy too. And another recommendation, and you can also do this at work, is to spread your heavy activities and your light activities apart. So if you do a heavy activity like you're playing on the floor with the kids, maybe for like 20 minutes, and then do something that's easier, like sit in a rocking chair and read them a book for another 20 minutes, and just so that you're not using so much energy at one time, it will help with your fatigue.
Yeah, sounds like it's a good idea.
The other thing I wanted to ask you about was, is there anything, do you have any activities that you like to do, or?
Well, I would say babysitting my granddaughters would be the activities I like to do. I like to spend time with them.
Okay. You could use a stroller with them too, instead of carrying them. If you go out with them, I don't know if you take them out at all, but
I haven't recently because I've been so tired.
okay. So one thing you could do, if you needed to or you wanted to take them out, you could just use a stroller instead of carrying them. And I would also say only carry one at a time if that's possible. I know sometimes it's probably you just have to grab both of them, but it will just help in the end. So earlier when we started this session, you were telling me that you have lymphedema in your arms.
Yep, in my right arm.
In your right arm. How are you with getting dressed?
I can get dressed fine. Actually, the one thing I have problems with is the bra.
Well, they actually sell bras that snap in the front, because I'm guessing that you're probably, with your swollen arm, it's probably hard to reach around to try to do it in the back.
Yeah, I used to always just reach around, but now my arm doesn't really reach very far, so I've been like hooking in the front, but then even like just maneuvering it and getting my arm through the strap, it's kind of a challenge.
Yeah, you might want to look into that.
I didn't think of that.
Yeah, and they're very easy, and I think you'll like it. And the other thing I wanted to give you some information about is that there is a breast cancer cancer survivorship center in Southport, and it might be a good place for you to go and reach out and meet other people that are
So it's like a support group?
It's a support group, but they also have exercises and
And the exercises are for anyone?
people with cancer.
That's cool.
Yeah, so I think you would really benefit from that. You can meet a lot of people that are, you could share your story and learn from them too as well.
That'd be a good idea. I like that. I should check it out.
Yeah, it's in Southport, so
Okay.
I'll give you their their web address and telephone number, and then you could check them out.
Okay. Sounds good.
All right, is there anything else I can help you with today?
No.